If you've ever walked through a grocery store and wondered what exactly ultra processed food means, you're not alone. We hear the term all the time, but many people aren't quite sure where the line is between processed and ultra processed, or how these foods differ from whole foods. So today we're breaking it all down. What makes a food ultra processed? And what are whole foods? And most importantly, how do these choices impact your health? Let's start with whole foods. These are foods that are so close to their natural state as possible. Think fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, eggs, and fresh meats or fish. Whole foods are minimally processed or completely unprocessed. They don't come along with ingredients lists or artificial additives. An apple is a whole food. Brown rice is a whole food. A head of broccoli, a raw almond, a piece of salmon. These are all examples of foods that your body recognizes, knows how to digest, and knows how to use for energy and repair. Now, there is such a thing as basic food processing, and that's not always bad. Washing, freezing, chopping, pasteurizing, or grinding foods into flour are all forms of processing. For example, frozen spinach, canned beans, or rolled oats are still considered healthy and nutritious even though they've been slightly processed for convenience or preservation. These are known as minimally processed foods, and they're still rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and natural nutrients. But ultra-processed foods are a whole different story. Ultra-processed foods are not just foods that have been changed for convenience. They're products made mostly from substances extracted from foods or created in laboratories. These ingredients include things like high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, hydrogenated oils, emulsifiers, flavor enhancers, preservatives, and synthetic colorings. In many cases, ultra-processed foods don't even resemble the original food they came from. Think packaged snacks, sugary breakfast cereals, fast food, instant noodles, soda, frozen pizza, microwave meals, and shelf-stable desserts. If the ingredient list looks like a science experiment and includes things you wouldn't use in your own kitchen, chances are it's ultra-processed. So why is this a problem? Studies have linked diets high in ultra-processed foods to a long list of health issues: obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and even certain cancers. These foods tend to be high in added sugar, unhealthy fats, sodium, and empty calories, while being low on fiber, protein, and essential nutrients. They're engineered to taste amazing, to keep you coming back for more, and to be extremely convenient, but not to nourish your body. One of the most dangerous aspects of ultra-processed foods is how they affect your brain. They're designed to trigger cravings and overconsumption. The combination of sugar, salt, and fat create what scientists call a bliss point, a perfect flavor profile that makes it nearly impossible to stop eating. That's why you can polish off an entire bag of chips or cookies without even realizing it. In contrast, whole foods naturally regulate your appetite. They're full of fiber, water, and nutrients that tell your body when you've had enough. Whole foods are digested more slowly, which helps keep your blood sugar stable and your energy levels balanced. When you eat more whole foods, you're giving your body what it truly needs, not just what your taste buds want in the moment. But let's be honest, ultra-processed foods are everywhere. They're often cheaper, faster, and more accessible than whole foods. And no one is saying you need to eat perfectly or avoid every single processed item for the rest of your life. The goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. Start by reading ingredient labels. If the list is long and filled with words you can't pronounce, think twice. If sugar is one of the first ingredients, or it's hiding under names like corn syrup or dextrose, that's a red flag. Look for foods with simple, recognizable ingredients. Next, try to make gradual swaps. Replace sugary breakfast cereals with oatmeal and fresh fruit. Swap soda with sparkling water with lemon. Instead of frozen dinners, try prepping your own meals in batches using whole ingredients. The more whole foods you can include in your daily routine, the better your energy, digestion, and overall health will be. Also, cooking at home is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. It puts you in control of your ingredients, your portions, and your habits, and over time, your taste buds adjust. You'll start to crave real food again, because your body knows the difference. So what's the bottom line? Whole foods fuel your body. They support your immune system, your metabolism, your brain, and your long-term well-being. Ultra-processed foods, on the other hand, may fill you up for now, but they rob your body of what it truly needs. They're designed for profit, not for your health. It's not about going on another diet or cutting out everything overnight. It's about making smarter, more informed choices. It's about building habits that nourish you, not just for a week, but for a lifetime. Like, comment, and subscribe for daily wellness content.